shot the headlines on the hijab fashion. Why does Islam keep women behind the veil? The Islamic veil or hijab is referred to loose fitting, the peaked outer garment with which Muslim women cover their head and body, while basically the same dress is depicted in traditional Christian representations of the Virgin Mary. This type of dress is currently singled out as a sign of Islamic extremists. Muslim women cover their body with such garment before all men and apart from their closest relatives, not only to please their fathers, brothers, husbands, but only because the Most High ordained it. In reality, Al Islam did not introduce modest dress, but merely made it as part of the Most High way of life. Yet the dress is only one aspect to a total concept. In order to accept law and instruction, a person needs to convince the benefit behind it or trust in the wisdom of the one who prescribed it. Muslims believe in the wisdom of the Most High is absolute and perfect, and that He knows the nature and best interests of His creation, humankind included, better than they do themselves. Thus, a believer is willingly to obey the Most High directive as much as he or she is able. To some, the matter of a woman's dress might seem trivial. Islam, however, assign it to its moral, social, and legal dimension when women observe the proper Islamic dress to protect her own honor and reputation, own honor and reputation, and at the best of her ability, and to always give thought to each and every step of the way, each day, week, month, year, for as long as possible. Modesty is a virtue which is demand, and Islam demands in both men and women, not only for the woman's protection, but to maintain the spiritual uprightness of men. Yet, the in the view of the sexual anarchy that prevails in many parts of the world, the modest address and behavior in both men and women is obvious. However, on the account of difference between male and female nature, temperament, the great amount of privacy is required for women than that of men, and this relates, among other things, to their manner of dress. Islam has no fixed standard on the type of dress, on the style of dress, or the type of clothing worn. However, it should be wide and not too thick to reveal the couture figure. Muslim women are responsible for making their homes attractive and comfortable. Islam encouraged women to beautify themselves for their husband and their immediate family members rather than to publicly exhibit their physical charms and worldly possessions. Muslim women who cover themselves do not impractical or interfere in activities in various fields of life. It is often forgotten that the modern Western lifestyle dress is a recent phenomenon. Looking at the clothing of the dress of women recently, over 81 years ago, it is similar to the dress as prescribed by Islam. Those hard-working, active Western world women were not inhibited of their full long dresses and head coverings. For a shining example, like in the southern U.S., those covering of the woman's body is not a logical based on to which the claim that women are subservient to men. It would be far more appropriate to charge society with exploitation of women when they tolerate pornography rather than to encourage modesty. And it's an ironic, uncontested freedom granted to those who choose to publicly expose much of their body, while severe censure launched against women consider covering modesty a way of life obligation cannot be disregarded. Islam teaches that women are to be evaluated for their intelligence, opinion, skills, deeds, and inequalities rather than physical appearance. Muslim women cover themselves, making a statement. Muslim women cover their body, making a statement for herself and identity that she has dignity, respectability, self-esteem, and that she is proud of Al-Islam. Whoever sees her know that she is not available to a man or interested in advances. She has a upright moral character, and that she is not permitted to sexuality to any of her necessary interactions with the opposite sex. Women often see the Islamic dress as an empowerment because it is taken seriously and that she is to be respected and not to be viewed as a sex object. They are only judged by character and conduct. But that's all I'm going to say on this video. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button, like, share, drop a comment box below. See you around about.